Think living to 100 means choking down dry salads and swearing off bread? Think again. The people who actually reach 100, with sharp minds, steady legs, and joyful hearts, aren't living on kale and protein shakes. They eat real food, comfort food, food that brings pleasure, not punishment. And the surprising truth, their plates look more like your grandmother's Sunday table than a trendy diet. If you're over 50, this might change how you think about food, for good. If you believe living longer shouldn't mean giving up what you love, hit subscribe, tap like, and share this with someone who enjoys a good meal. Let's age joyfully and eat like the wise elders who already have. In places like Okinawa, Sardinia, and Nicoya, the blue zones where people regularly live past 100, you won't find shelves full of protein powders or trendy shakes. What you will find: beans, lentils, chickpeas, split peas, slow-cooked, simple, and savored every single day. These humble legumes are the unsung heroes of longevity. They're packed with plant-based protein, which helps maintain muscle mass, without overloading the kidneys, something especially important as we age. Unlike animal proteins or processed shakes, beans deliver steady, long-lasting energy without spiking blood sugar. But the real magic is in the fiber. Most seniors get nowhere near enough fiber, and it shows in digestion, cholesterol, blood pressure, and blood sugar swings. Beans are loaded with both soluble and insoluble fiber, which feeds your gut bacteria, keeps your bowels regular, and supports a strong immune system. They're also rich in resistant starch, a special type of carbohydrate that doesn't spike glucose, but instead acts like fertilizer for your microbiome. In fact, studies show that eating beans regularly helps reduce inflammation and strengthens the gut lining, which is key for preventing leaky gut, a common issue after 60. Unlike protein shakes, which are often filled with artificial sweeteners, preservatives, or dairy derivatives that can irritate older digestive systems, beans are real food. They come with natural minerals like magnesium, potassium, and iron, all vital for heart health and circulation. And let's not forget the economic factor. Beans are affordable, shelf-stable, and versatile. You can prepare them in soups, stews, salads, or purees. They stretch meals further and nourish you more deeply than most modern nutrition hacks. If you haven't had beans or lentils in a while, start slow. They're incredibly healthy, but if your gut isn't used to them, they may cause gas or bloating at first. Soak dried beans before cooking, rinse canned ones well, and pair them with herbs like cumin, ginger, or fennel to aid digestion. This isn't about giving up modern convenience. It's about returning to what actually works. The longest-living Shaoxo elders don't sip meal replacements. They gather around tables and enjoy bowls of hearty legumes passed down through generations. So skip the scoop of chalky powder. Reach for a pot of slow-cooked lentils instead. Your heart, gut, and future self will thank you. Let's clear something up. The longest-living people in the world are not afraid of carbs. In places like Sardinia, Okinawa, Ikaria, and Costa Rica's Nicoya Peninsula, where centenarians thrive, well into their 90s and beyond, you'll find them eating fresh bread, steamed rice, boiled potatoes, and handmade corn tortillas nearly every day. No guilt, no dieting, just real food. The difference? These carbs are minimally processed, prepared at home, and often shared at a table, not grabbed from a vending machine or wrapped in plastic. They're not loaded with preservatives, sugar, or synthetic oils. They're warm, simple, and satisfying. Carbohydrates are the body's preferred fuel, especially for the brain. When you remove carbs completely or fear them unnecessarily, you may feel foggy, tired, or irritable. For older adults who already face natural dips in energy and muscle tone, quality carbs are key to staying active and mentally sharp. In these blue zones, bread is often made with just a few ingredients: whole grains, water, salt, and think sourdough, not shelf-stable sandwich loaves. Potatoes are boiled or baked, not deep-fried. Rice is plain or mixed with beans, a classic longevity duo that balances amino acids and provides complete protein. These foods also deliver Resistant starch, which feeds the good bacteria in your gut, supports regularity and helps regulate blood sugar. That's especially important after 60, when metabolism slows and insulin sensitivity declines. Plus, real carbohydrates like potatoes and rice contain important nutrients many seniors don't get enough of, like potassium, magnesium, and B vitamins. These support nerve health, heart rhythm, and energy production. Cutting out all carbs in an effort to be healthy can backfire. It often leads to muscle loss, constipation, low mood, or even nutrient deficiencies. Meanwhile, the world's healthiest elders are eating rice for lunch and a slice of bread with dinner, and walking strong into their 90s. Of course, moderation matters. We are not talking about a plate of sugary muffins or giant bowls of pasta every night. But if you've been avoiding carbs out of fear, it's time to rethink that. Try adding a small baked potato to your dinner, a slice of whole grain or sourdough bread with lunch, some brown rice or quinoa with your vegetables. You'll likely feel more satisfied, energized, and stable throughout the day. Bottom line, carbs aren't your enemy. When they come from real, whole sources, they're one of the best-kept secrets to living and aging and well. Raw salads might look fresh and modern, but they're not the secret to long life. In regions where people regularly live to 100, like Ikaria, Greece, and Okinawa, Japan, vegetables are rarely eaten raw. Instead, they're simmered in stews, slow roasted, or gently sautéed with herbs and healthy fats like olive oil. And this traditional approach may be exactly what aging bodies need. As we get older, raw vegetables can be harder to digest. The fiber in raw greens, cabbage, or carrots is rough on a slower-moving gut, and for many over 60, it leads to bloating, gas, or discomfort. Cooking breaks down that fiber just enough to make the nutrients more accessible, without losing the health benefits. And when you pair vegetables with a healthy fat, like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, or a small pat of real butter, something amazing happens. Your body absorbs more vitamins. Many essential nutrients, like vitamins A, D, E, and K, are fat-soluble. That means your body can't absorb them without a little dietary fat. In the blue zones, people don't eat dry salads with fat-free dressing. They slow-cook leafy greens in olive oil, stew root vegetables with beans and herbs, and drizzle warm squash with garlic-infused oil. These meals don't just taste better, they work better inside the body. Healthy fats also reduce inflammation, protect the heart, and help stabilize blood sugar, all crucial for aging well. And when fats come from whole sources like olives, nuts, and seeds, not industrial seed oils, they support brain health and hormone balance too. Cooking vegetables also allows for greater variety. You're more likely to eat a rainbow of produce, from purple eggplant to orange sweet potatoes, when it's part of a warm, flavorful dish. And seasonal veggies like spring greens or winter squashes often contain the exact nutrients your body needs for that time of year. So if you've been forcing down cold salads in the name of health, consider this your permission slip to stop. Instead, try lightly sautéed spinach with garlic and olive oil, roasted carrots or beets, drizzled with tahini-steamed broccoli topped with slivered almond zucchini, and tomatoes simmered in olive oil and herbs. These meals are easier on your stomach, more satisfying, and, according to the world's healthiest elders, a key part of a long and joyful life. Bottom line, don't fear fat. And don't stress over raw kale. Cook your veggies, add some healthy oil, and enjoy food that loves you back, at every age. In the quiet hills of Ikaria, Greece, and the countryside of Okinawa, Japan, there's a simple daily ritual that shows up in nearly every centenarian's life, sipping warm herbal teas or broths. These aren't trendy detox drinks or expensive powders. They're made from herbs and ingredients often grown right in the backyard, and their benefits go far beyond hydration. Herbal teas like sage, rosemary, ginger, or dandelion have been used for centuries to calm the digestive system, support circulation, and reduce inflammation. As we age, our bodies respond especially well to these gentle, plant-based supports. A cup of warm rosemary tea in the morning can stimulate blood flow to the brain. Ginger tea after a meal eases digestion and soothes nausea. Dandelion tea supports the liver and helps with water balance. But perhaps more importantly, these teas aren't just about what's in them. They're about the act of drinking them. In long-living cultures, tea time is sacred. It's slow, intentional, shared with others or enjoyed in silence. This daily pause lowers stress, encourages mindfulness, and gives the nervous system a moment to reset. That alone can be more powerful than any supplement. Alongside teas, simple broths are a cornerstone of these traditional diets. Chicken bone broth, fish broth, or even vegetable broths made with seaweed, mushrooms, and onions provide minerals, magnesium, calcium, and potassium, which aging bodies often need more of. These broths are easy to digest, warming to the core, and incredibly comforting to those with smaller appetites or sensitive digestion. In Japan, miso broth is often served at breakfast. In Greece, you'll find a simple lemon and egg soup or vegetable broth with wild greens. These aren't calorie-heavy, but they are nutrient-rich, and because they're warm and hydrating, they gently wake up the digestive system without the shock of cold liquids or heavy meals. Drinking these liquids daily supports everything from digestion to immunity to joint comfort, but it also reinforces something deeper, a rhythm, a ritual, a moment of connection to self and tradition. That's what makes it powerful. If you're over 50, adopting this habit doesn't require a drastic change. Boil some ginger slices. Simmer veggie scraps into broth. Sip slowly. Let it nourish not just your body, but your day. Because sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't found in a pharmacy. It's in a mug passed down through time. In the world's blue zones, places like Sardinia, Okinawa, and Nicoya, meat isn't banned, but it's definitely not the star of the plate. People who live to 100 still enjoy animal foods, but in small, thoughtful amounts. It's a far cry from the oversized steaks or daily bacon strips many modern diets rely on. Instead of treating meat as the main course, they use it more like seasoning, a way to add depth, flavor, and nutrition to vegetable-rich meals. A few shreds of pork in a bean stew, a sliver of goat meat in a slow-cooked soup, a small grilled sardine with greens and potatoes. It's not about eliminating meat, it's about right-sizing it. This approach is powerful for a few reasons. First, it reduces the overall intake of saturated fat and cholesterol, which helps protect the heart and arteries over time. Second, smaller servings are easier to digest, which becomes increasingly important as our digestive enzymes and stomach acid decline with age. Lastly, eating less meat means there's more room on the plate for fiber-rich plants, herbs, and grains, the true heroes of longevity. Fish, in particular, shows up often in these long-lived cultures. It's high in omega-3 fats, which help reduce inflammation, protect brain function, and support joint health. But even fish is eaten in moderation, maybe 2 or 3 times a week, not daily. Eggs, too, are enjoyed sparingly. In Okinawa, elderly people might eat just a few eggs per week, usually boiled or added to soups. This minimalist meat mindset also helps regulate insulin and supports a healthier gut. Large amounts of red meat and processed meats have been linked to higher levels of gut inflammation and imbalanced microbiomes, both of which can accelerate aging. On the other hand, a small amount of meat alongside vegetables and legumes offers complete protein, iron, and B12, without the side effects of overconsumption. If you're over 50, this doesn't mean giving up meat completely. It means reframing. Do think of meat as a side dish or flavor booster, not the centerpiece. Try slicing a single sausage into a lentil stew instead of eating it whole. Use shredded chicken over sautéed greens, or crumble a bit of ground beef into a tomato-based sauce rather than making it the main. This simple shift doesn't just improve digestion and lower inflammation. It brings you closer to the eating patterns of people who live long, strong, and well.